You opened an all-you-can-eat restaurant that charges only 5 yuan per person. And you even bragged that customers can eat Boston lobsters and king crabs as much as they want. Everyone thinks you're a total scammer. Little do they know you're not here to make money at all. It's just because you're bound to a god-tier restaurant system. As long as you harvest emotion points from customers, you can get all kinds of dishes and rewards. You can run the restaurant with zero cost. The first task given by the system requires you to collect 10,000 emotion points. Then you got the newbie gift pack. You opened it and got 300 portions of braised beef with potatoes, unlimited Imperial Chef-level white rice, unlimited iced lemonade, 300 portions each for 3 kinds of Imperial Chef-level vegetarian dishes. You had a thought in your mind. A bowl of braised beef with potatoes appeared on the table in front of you. Each piece of beef is as big as a baby's fist. The skin and fascia of the beef under the light shimmered with a crystal-clear glow. You immediately scooped up a piece of beef to taste. You ended up chowing down 5 full bowls of white rice before you wiped your mouth contentedly. Oh my God, is this something even immortals would eat? Then you took all the system dishes and white rice and put them into 5 insulated containers respectively and started your live stream. Hey guys, my 5 yuan all-you-can-eat restaurant is now open for customers. Today's menu for everyone includes spicy lotus root slices, minced pork with cowpeas, and the last serving of braised beef with potatoes. All dishes are all you can eat for only 5 yuan. Rice and drinks are unlimited. Welcome all of you guys to come and taste. Soon the number of viewers in the live stream quickly rose to over 500. Lots of the first live chat messages were full of shock. What followed immediately was doubts and skepticism. Another scammer who's desperate to go viral, right? This beef is obviously made from dead pork mixed with beef extract, right? You can't even buy half a jin of duck meat for 5 yuan. And he's claiming unlimited beef. That's freaking hilarious. You didn't pay any attention to these comments. Instead, you put more effort into your live stream. And right at this moment, a top food debunking influencer with 10 million followers, Tangjai, happened to come across your live stream. Hey guys, I got a job to do today. See this live stream. 5 yuan for unlimited beef buffet. If this isn't synthetic zombie meat, Tangji will quit the food influencer scene for good. Soon, Tangji drove his Mercedes G-Class to your restaurant. Boss, you said in the live stream that 5 yuan for unlimited beef. Is that for real? You greeted him with a smile and said, of course. Everything here is all you can eat. 5 yuan per person. Pay first, eat later. We're honest with every customer. All right, boss, you're really bold. After that, he took out his phone and scanned the QR code to pay 5 yen. Then he walked to an insulated container with a sign that read, braised beef with potatoes in front of it. Guys, it's time to witness the miracle. Let's see what kind of garbage this 5 yuan beef actually is. As soon as he finished speaking, he lifted the lid abruptly. The next second, a suffocating, rich, meaty fragrance exploded out of nowhere. For a split second, Tangjai's brain went completely blank. As a foodie who has eaten all kinds of delicacies across the country, the moment he smelled this meaty aroma, his instinct actually told him, the ingredients used for this pot of meat are super precious. As the steam faded away, what appeared in everyone's sight was a whole box of beef piled up like a mountain, shimmering with an amber luster. The potatoes as side dishes had absorbed all the essence of the meat juice, glowing with a golden shiny color. Wait, how is this a 5 yuan street fast food? Even if you put it in the most high-end private kitchen in Shanghai, priced at 888 yuan per serving, there would still be tons of rich people lining up to pay for it. The whole live chat exploded right away. Am I blind? This marbling is definitely Australian M9 grade Wagyu beef. And look at the cutting method and the gloss of the sauce. You can never make this without 20 years of cooking experience. No way, I will never believe this is something you can get for only 5 yuan. It's definitely a fake silicone model soaked in special chemical liquids. Tangjai, what are you standing there stunned for? Grab a piece and taste it. The crazy shouting in the live chat pulled Tangjai back from his shock. He took a deep breath and tried his best to suppress the excitement in his heart. Then he opened the lids of the minced pork with cowpeas, spicy lotus root slices, and mashed garlic cucumber one by one. He got a little bit of each dish, then carried a full plate and sat down at the dining table. He looked at the camera with a serious expression and said, guys, the appearance does look really good. I admit this store's surface work did fool me. But you know how sensitive my tongue is. No matter how advanced the food hacks are, they will be exposed right away once I taste them. After saying that, he picked up a piece of braised beef and tasted it. But he realized something was wrong the next second. What the? A crisp, sizzling sound rang out. A tingly electric current ran through his whole body. A strong fragrance exploded on the tip of his tongue. The extreme deliciousness flooded his entire body. The unique milky aroma of top-grade Wagyu beef, mixed with dozens of kinds of imperial court. The layers of flavor from the secret spice blend weave into a grand symphony in your mouth. This is so damn good. The assistant watched Tang Ji shaking all over, looking totally weird with tears in his eyes. Was so scared he almost dropped the camera and rushed over immediately. Brother Ji, are you okay? Did you get sick from the food? The live stream room also went crazy. Holy fucking shit. The streamer's having a seizure from eating. There's definitely drugs in this meat. Told you so. How can 5 yuan meat even be edible? It's definitely food poisoning. Call the cops now. This sketchy shop is robbing and killing people. Just as the assistant's hand was about to pat Tang Ji on the back, he suddenly shoved the assistant away and buried his face straight into the plate of food and started devouring it like a starved man. So good. This is so good. After one bite of meat, he felt it was too greasy. He casually picked up a piece of garlic cucumber with chopsticks. A crisp cracking sound popped in his mouth. At that moment, he felt like he was on top of a snow-capped mountain at dawn. The perfect mix of extreme freshness and vinegar acidity instantly washed away all the greasiness in his mouth. He gasped sharply, like his entire soul was purified by this cucumber. Not enough. This is totally not enough. Boss, more rice, please. Bring me another big bowl of beef, too. I want 10 bowls total. The live stream went dead silent. What am I even seeing? Anti-fraud fanatic Tang Ji cried after just one bite. And he says he's gonna eat 10 bowls. That's acting. This is totally a script. Tang Ji, how much did this shop pay you? At the same time, system notifications went off like crazy in your head. Target Tang Ji has shown extreme emotional fluctuation. You were overjoyed. This is in the bag. After eating 3 big plates of meat in a row and 5 bowls of rice, Tang Ji finally clutched his overstuffed stomach and collapsed into the chair. The assistant leaned over carefully. Brother Ji, the live stream's blowing up. Hundreds of thousands of people are calling you a sellout, saying you got paid by this shop to act in a script. Tang jolted awake at those words and snatched the phone over, looking at the flood of comments calling him a scammer and saying they'll unfollow. He jumped up from the chair suddenly and picked up the stainless steel plate on the table that was already licked so clean it was shining, and held it up to the camera. You guys say this is chemical hack food. Have you ever seen any chemical hack food that makes meat have such perfect stringy muscle fibers? Have you ever seen any artificial synthetic seasoning that creates this soft, lingering aftertaste and soul-stirring aroma? I, Tang Ji, am putting my foot down right here. This shop's braised beef with potatoes is the best thing I have ever eaten in my entire life. It's 5 yuan. This boss isn't running a business. He's doing charity. You guys say I'm scamming you. Brothers who live in the same city. I, Tang Ji, swear on my 1,000,000-follower account. If you come over today, spend 5 yen, and think the food isn't good, you can slap me in the face right there. I'll pay each of you 10,000 yuan. But if it's good, you guys flood the entire internet with the words Divine Temple. The live stream completely exploded. He's crazy. He actually bet his account on this. It's on 13th Street in the old town, right? I'm just 2 kilometers away right now. I'm gonna get a taxi and go right now. I want to see for myself what kind of 5 yuan buffet can make a multi-millionaire act like this. What on earth is this magical stuff? I'm going too. Watching the countless comments in the live stream saying they're heading to the shop, Tang Ji let out a long sigh of relief. He walked to the cashier counter and bowed deeply. Boss, I'm sorry. I was way too rude earlier. Your cooking is absolutely amazing. As long as I'm alive, no one can mess with this shop, even a single finger. You glanced at him calmly. No need to be polite. I'm just glad you guys like the food. Not long after, a 1.9-meter tall burly man rushed into the shop. Tang Ji! Where are you? I'm here to slap you and get that 10,000 yuan. He's a huge fan of Tang Ji's live stream and a well-known hot-tempered anti-fraud pioneer. Just 5 minutes ago, he was lifting weights at a nearby gym when he saw that Tang Ji was actually endorsing a crappy hole-in-the-wall eatery and even dared to swear on his career. He dropped his dumbbell right away and took a taxi over, but he was stunned as soon as he walked in. Tang Ji and his assistant were already pigging out again. Cut the crap. Hurry up and scan the code to pay. Your whole life is a waste if you don't eat this. There won't even be soup left if you're late. The big guy was stunned by all the yelling, then turned to look at you smiling behind the cashier desk. I'd like to see what the hell is in this 5 yuan meat that everyone's making such a big fuss about. After scanning the code to pay, he quickly dished up a plate of braised beef with potatoes. He picked up a piece of beef with chopsticks that was as big as a baby's fist and took a big bite. He suddenly froze in shock. The chopstick slipped out of his hand and fell to the floor. His voice was shaking uncontrollably. This is so fucking good. Hey boss, did you add white powder to this meat? Why is it that after the first bite, all the meat I've ever had tastes like garbage? You glanced at him calmly. All ingredients in our shop are 100% natural. It's just that our chef's skills are a tiny bit better. A tiny bit better. You call that a tiny bit better? The big guy quickly wiped away his tears, grabbed a new pair of chopsticks, and started wolfing down the food too. Your all-you-can-eat restaurant went viral in no time. Tons of netizens came to your restaurant to check in. Hurry up, don't bother locking the car. There'll be nothing left to eat if we're late. What Tang Jai said in his live stream is true. I saw that muscular guy crying while eating just now. Boss, save a portion for me. I'll pay 50 yuan. No, 100 yuan. To buy your spot in line. Line up, all of you get in line. After the big guy finished his first plate,
He stood up abruptly.
his tower-like body blocked the entrance completely and turned into the most loyal security guard ever. The boss said, 5 yuan per person. Whoever cuts the line, I'll throw them out first. After a brief commotion in the crowd, they quickly formed a queue over 100 meters long, stretching from the restaurant entrance to the end of the old street, and it's still extending towards the main road outside. In front of the cashier desk, a petite female influencer, dressed in a JK uniform, originally came to expose fake hype and get more views. She held her nose while paying. She only got a tiny spoonful of minced meat with cowpeas and a plate of spicy lotus root slices. She didn't even dare to touch the meat dishes. Guys, the hygiene of this lousy shop is super worrying. I'm testing the risk for all of you. I'll only take one bite of the vegetarian dish. The female influencer faced her phone camera, frowned, and put that piece of crystal clear spicy lotus root slice into her mouth. The next second, the female influencer's eyes widened sharply. Wait! This crisp texture and chewy bite, and the burst of intense flavor, are perfectly combined in golden proportion, paired with the hot sauce on the lotus root slice. One bite, and the aroma lingers in your mouth. It's so good I don't even want to swallow. She instinctively took another bite of the rice mixed. With minced meat and cowpeas, that's as good as imperial cuisine. The minced meat stir-fried with premium lard blends perfectly with the crispy, fresh cowpeas. The rich, oily aroma wraps around each soft, fragrant grain of rice. It's literally a flavor bomb that goes perfectly with rice. Ah, this is so good. Ha ha ha, help me. I don't want to lose weight anymore. The female influencer immediately turned off her live stream, not caring about her public image at all, held her plate and squeezed into the crowd like a maniac. By now, the entire Zuo family restaurant has turned into a chaotic food frenzy for all diners. You, standing behind the cashier desk, were over the moon, as system notifications kept ringing nonstop. Just when you were about to do your first big lucky draw, a desperate wail suddenly burst out from the crowd. Boss, it's gone. The braised beef with potatoes is all gone. Then more wails followed one after another. The minced meat with cowpeas is gone too. Which asshole grabbed it with bare hands just now? Leave at least one piece for me. The spicy lotus root slices are all gone. I waited in line for half an hour just to have a bite of the lotus root. The rice bucket is almost empty. Boss, do something quick. What do you mean it's gone? I drove all the way from the south of the city for 3 hours to get here, and you're telling me there's no food left. Boss, cook more right now. Even if you have to slaughter a cow right now, you have to let us eat today. Protests erupted inside and outside the restaurant at once. Looking at the furious crowd in front of you, you took out a megaphone to reassure everyone. Everyone, please calm down. I said 5 yuan for all you can eat. No limits at all. Give me 3 minutes to restock from the kitchen. In 3 minutes, beef side dishes and rice will all be fully restocked. After saying that, you walked to the kitchen without hesitation. 3 minutes? Does he think he's a magician? A substantial dish like braised beef with potatoes takes at least 1 or 2 hours of stewing to get tender enough. There's no way he can serve it in 3 minutes. He must have used the pre-bought, cheap meal kits to fool us. Exactly, how can a meal kit compare to the god-tier beef we had just now? If he dares to half-ass it with meal kits, I'll smash this lousy shop right now. Doubt started rising again in the dining hall. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, you quickly pull up the system panel and go all in on the lottery draw. You finally get the beef right when your emotion points are about to run out, along with 24-hour unlimited access to the initial dishes. The other items are as follows. Dimensional constant temperature storage. This device has the same capacity as a standard basketball court. Any ingredients and finished dishes stored inside will permanently retain the perfect taste and temperature from when they were just cooked. Absolute clean field. Within the restaurant's premises, all grease odors, trash, and debris will be broken down and purified by the system 3 seconds after a customer leaves their seat. Then you get a trolley and quickly load 4 large basins of braised beef with potatoes, 2 large basins of minced pork with cowpeas, 2 large basins of garlic cucumber and spicy lotus root slices, and a whole bucket of white rice, all onto the trolley. When you push the trolley into the dining hall, the whole restaurant gasps in shock. Holy shit. Beef, that's all beef. It's almost piled over the top of the basin. What kind of insane speed is this? Look at that color, smell that aroma. There's no way this is from a meal kit. It's exactly the same as the one we had earlier. Ha ha ha, Mom. I wronged him. There actually exists top-grade Wagyu for 5 yuan in this world. Food's coming, don't rush. Line up properly, anyone who cuts the line. I'll beat the crap out of him. The big man is doing his duty, keeping order. But even he can't help but secretly scoop half a plate of minced pork with cowpeas again. Congratulations, host, you have completed the mission. You win 1 epic exclusive new product draw chance. Would you like to start the draw? You directly select yes. Congratulations, host, you have drawn the epic staple, all-meat beef noodles. This is no ordinary noodle. The noodles are made entirely from sliced beef strips, paired with rich beef bone broth and silky, tender egg flour. This is a creative all-meat miracle noodle. You gasp sharply. All-meat noodles with 0 flour. This isn't eating noodles? This is literally eating the soul of an entire cow. You have an idea? 10 large buckets of all-meat beef noodles appear in the kitchen. The next second, a rich aroma bursts through the kitchen curtain, spreading wildly into the dining hall. The diners who were wolfing down their food in the hall all freeze at the same time. This smell, what is that smell? The big man Li Chang is holding his 3rd basin of minced pork cowpea rice and stops mid-bite with his chopsticks. His black tower-like frame is actually trembling slightly. This smell, it feels like it's 100 times more intense than the braised beef with potatoes we had earlier. An office worker in a suit swallows hard, staring fixed at the kitchen curtain. It smells like clear soup noodles, but it can't be regular noodles. Regular noodles could never have this kind of umami that can suck your soul right out. Just as everyone is holding their breath, you push out the trolley loaded with 10 buckets of beef noodles. Everyone, today is our first day of opening. Thank you all for coming to support us. I really appreciate it. To repay everyone for your support of Zuo's all-you-can-eat restaurant. Just now, I rushed to prepare a new dish. With that, you yank open the lid of the soup bucket. All-meat beef noodles. Please help yourselves, everyone. The moment the lid is lifted, an even richer bone broth aroma, along with scalding white steam, sweeps through the entire restaurant in an instant. The nearest young man ignores the heat and rushes over first, scooping a huge ladleful from the soup bucket. The second the ladle of noodles comes out of the soup, everyone in the room is stunned. The noodles are the grayish-red color of cooked beef. These are noodles pressed from beef. An old man wearing reading glasses pushes excitedly to the front. Who would have thought that a 5 yuan all-you-can-eat restaurant would serve imperial chef-level noodles? The young man was already impatient. He lifts the noodles with his chopsticks. The second the noodles hit his mouth, he experiences what springy texture feels like for the first time. Boss, how are these noodles so chewy? It feels like the noodle just smacked me. Seeing this scene, everyone inside and outside Zoe's restaurant, hundreds of diners completely lost their minds. Ah! Boss Zuo, I'm begging you. Get me a bowl, please. My mom is gravely ill in bed. I just want my old mom to have a taste of this godlike noodle before she dies. A middle-aged man in a sharp suit was shoving like crazy to squeeze through. Get out of my way, don't block me. I'll pay 2,000 yuan for a spot to get a bowl of noodles. A rich guy screamed wildly outside the door. Li Qiang, with his scary 1.9-meter build, fought his way through the wild, crowding carved out a path for himself. He grabbed a bowl of beef noodle and slurred loudly. With that loud noodle slurping sound, Li Qiang's eyes flew wide open. Then he let out an extremely satisfied moan. "This is so damn good, Boss Zuo. You're my literal god. You're basically my real dad." Next to him, a mega influencer, Tang Ji, was also completely losing his mind. He was already so full he was about to throw up. His stomach was sticking out visibly, but when that soul-stirring, rich bone broth aroma hit his nose, he miraculously felt like there was a little bit of space left in his stomach. He scrambled over to the soup buckets as fast as he could and clung onto one of them tightly. "Back off, this bucket's mine. Whoever tries to take this from me, I, Tang Ji, will fight him to the death today. Fam, you have no idea how insanely good this noodle tastes. Even if I die from overeating right here in this shop, it'd be 100% worth it." 10 big buckets of all beef noodles were completely devoured in less than 10 short minutes. Even the last drop of amber bone broth stuck to the bucket walls got scraped clean with a ball of white rice by that rich guy and popped into his mouth happily. Gone. It's all gone again. "Boss Zuo, please make some more. Even just a sip of soup would do." "I already paid." I waited in line for 2 whole hours. I didn't even get to see a single noodle. The weird thing is, even after all the food was gone, your payment notification alerts kept going off nonstop. The people stuck outside who couldn't get in, to prove how serious they were, scanned the QR code to pay from far away, scared you'd close up and kick everyone out if they paid too late. "Boss Zuo, what do we do now?" Your heavily pregnant older cousin waddled over to the cashier counter with difficulty. "Boss Zuo, what do we do now? There are at least 2,000 people outside, and more are coming all the time. Even if your kitchen was Doraemon's magic pocket, it still wouldn't be enough to feed all these people." You glanced at your digital watch. It was 2:30 a.m. You took a deep breath. Even though you could provide unlimited food, you still needed to get some rest. With that in mind, you picked up the megaphone and said, "Everyone, I'm so sorry. It's 2:30 in the morning right now. I regret to inform you all that we have run out of all ingredients for today. For customers who paid but didn't get any food today, your payments will be refunded to your original accounts. We will open again at 12 p.m. tomorrow noon sharp. Still 5 yuan per person." As soon as you said that, the whole 13th Street erupted in desperate wails. "I drove 300 kilometers all night to get here. I already paid. Even a bite of rice soaked in soup would do, Boss Zuo. Do you think the price is too low? I'll pay 100 times the price. Just let me in to have a bite of that all-beef noodle, please." You shook your head and silently closed the restaurant door. After you got back to your rental apartment, the system started calculating today's earnings. Total paying customers served 10. Total cash income from 4,852 people, 24,260 yuan. Detected host has unlocked the 1,000 visitors achievement with a 100% positive rating rate. Hereby reward the shop with epic upgrade buff, calming barrier. All customers who enter the 100-meter radius around the restaurant, no matter how irritable, anxious, or tired they are outside, as soon as they step into the barrier, their mental state will be instantly calmed. They will become completely rational and polite, and fully patient with waiting in line. Completely eliminate all public disturbances, fights, brawls, and malicious queue-jumping incidents. You were overjoyed. With this barrier, your biggest worry is finally solved. Thousands of people line up on this shabby street every day. If a stampede or riot ever happens, the restaurant will be shut down immediately. And after blowing up overnight, your 5 yuan buffet has become a hit across the whole internet. Many food lovers are rushing to your shop overnight. At 8 a.m. the next day, there was already a long line outside your shop, and over a dozen kilometers away from 13th Street. In the bustling downtown business district, inside a private booth of the city's top Black Pearl 3-diamond restaurant, the boss Lu Delong was pointing at the lobby manager and yelling furiously, "You're telling me from last night to noon today, all 30 tables of high-end VIP reservations for our Xingyu Pavilion got fully canceled. Even Mr. Chen's million yuan Premium Manchu Han Imperial Feast got canceled too." "Yes, Mr. Liu." I called to confirm it myself. Mr. Chen's secretary said he ate a 5 yuan Buffett at a tiny hole in the wall in the old town last night and went back to line up super early this morning. It's not just Mr. Chen. Mr. Li, Mr. Zhang, all of them are lining up on that street. Bullshit, that's total fucking nonsense. A 5 yuan buffet can steal all my high-end customers, who pay hundreds of thousands per table. Did you get your head bashed in by a door? Or do you think I'm easy to fool? Xingyo Pavilion is the absolute benchmark of the city's catering industry. All ingredients are air freighted in from premium sources. All chefs are top-tier culinary masters. He never could have dreamed that one day he'd get completely crushed by a random cheap street stall. Mr. Liu, just watch the video yourself. The whole internet's going crazy right now. Everyone's saying that the braised beef with potatoes and all-meat noodles from Zuo's diner are god tier. Also, Tang Ji, the anti-fake influencer with tens of millions of fans, is live streaming right outside their shop and driving insane traffic to that store. Liu Delong snatched the tablet right away. On the screen, Tang Ji was yelling at the camera, "Guys, I'm already in the first 100 people in line. As soon as they open at 12 p.m. today, I'm definitely grabbing the first bowl of all-beef noodles. That's not just any fucking noodles, okay? That's made with top-grade L-sized beef, pressed millimeter by millimeter into pure meat crystals. It's only 5 yuan. You can't get scammed for 5 yuan. You can't get ripped off for 5 yen, but you can get a mind-blowing soul orgasm." Looking at the dense flood of bullet comments on the screen, saying already on the way, and Boss Zuo YYDS, a vicious glint flashed across Liu Delong's eyes. Noodles pressed from god-tier beef sold for 5 yuan. If that's real, I'll cut my head off and let him kick it like a ball, even if you buy the cheapest dead pork from the wholesale market. You can't run a business where 5 yuan gets you all you can eat. This is most likely super sketchy chemical food hacks. They probably even added hallucinogenic substances that make those rich people who are used to fancy feasts have such crazy taste delusions. Thinking of this, he immediately dialed a number. "Brother-in-law?" Something huge happened. That Zuo's diner on 13th Street in the old town definitely has something wrong with it. "Brother-in-law, listen to me. I've been in this industry for so many years. I'll bet my head on it. His 5 yuan beef is definitely synthetic. Zombified meat laced with chemical additives. There are thousands of people gathered there right now. If a large-scale food poisoning incident happens, it'll be a national-level scandal. As the Deputy Director of the Food Safety Bureau, this is the perfect chance for you to step in, regulate the market, and score a big merit point. Do you have solid evidence?" Public opinion online is really intense right now. Without concrete proof, we can't just shut it down directly. Don't worry, I'll arrange for people to file real name reports right away. And I'll also notify several million-follower anti-fake influencers to follow your law enforcement vehicles and go to the site to live stream the inspection together. As long as we find even one pack of illegal additives in their kitchen, or test that the meat quality is problematic on site, that restaurant will immediately be nailed to the pillar of historical shame. Good. I'll dispatch 2 surprise inspection squads right away. We'll set off in 10 minutes. We'll lock down their kitchen sharp at 11:30 a.m. After hanging up the phone, Liu Delong let out a cold sneer. "Boss Zuo, huh? A philanthropist selling 5 yuan food, huh? At noon today, I'll make you walk out of the catering industry in handcuffs, completely disgraced." Time quickly passed to 11:30 a.m. You were in the back kitchen getting ready to take out all the god-tier dishes at once when a harsh siren wailed across the block. 3 white Iveco assault vans parked in front of the diner. Over a dozen law enforcement officers, holding all kinds of portable testing equipment and seal strips, walked into the store. "Everyone, move aside. Food Safety Bureau surprise inspection." All irrelevant personnel stepped back immediately. And behind these law enforcement officers, there were also several influencers holding professional, high-definition cameras. One of the young men with dyed red hair was facing the camera with a schadenfreude smile on his face. "Guys, it's Awe. Let's hit the scene live together." We received a large number of real-name reports from the public that this so-called god-tier buffet scam store is suspected of using highly toxic chemical meat paste and illegal additives. Today, we're going to expose this scummy shop for what it really is. This sudden turn of events made the previously quiet crowd blow up instantly. "Seize the place? What the hell are you seizing? We were just eating perfectly fine here. Who the hell reported this place?" Li Xiang was the first one to lose his cool. He stood like a steel tower blocking the restaurant entrance, glowering at the deputy director with gold-rimmed glasses. Move aside. Obstructing official duties. We'll arrest you too. Several law enforcement officers stepped forward immediately. A conflict was about to break out any second. You pushed open the door and walked out. Brother Lee, step aside. You're the boss. We received a public tip-off that the meat products in your store are suspected of seriously violating regulations by using chemical compounds and industrial flavorings. Now we will fully lock down your kitchen and take on-site samples of all ingredients for testing. There's nothing wrong with my ingredients. You can check whatever you want. Zhao Gang was surprised by how straightforward I was and froze for a second. Don't worry, boss. I'm acting in accordance with the law. As long as your kitchen is completely clean, I will definitely clear your name. Everyone listen up. Grab your equipment and head into the kitchen. Don't leave even a single scallion unchecked. 7 or 8 inspectors in white lab coats carried various instruments into the kitchen for testing. Wei the venomous influencer stayed close behind. Zhao Gong and snuck into the kitchen. Guys, today I'll show you all what this so-called God-tier buffet's kitchen actually hides. Tons of industrial flavoring, right? In the live stream, the number of online viewers has hit a crazy 3 million. But when everyone walked into the kitchen, they were totally dumbfounded. No mountains of cheap pre-made meal packs. No stinky trash cans swarming with flies. No black gutter oil leaking all over the floor either. The whole kitchen was so clean it felt unreal. With the passive buff of the system's absolute clean field, the entire kitchen was spotless. And right in the middle of the counter were 10 huge insulated buckets. Next to them, neatly stacked, were 4 big basins of braised beef with potatoes and side dishes. There wasn't a single whiff of pungent formaldehyde smell. The second they stepped into the kitchen, an extremely rich, savory bone broth aroma hit their sense of smell hard. An inspector who was about to plug in his equipment swallowed hard involuntarily. Wei's hand holding the gimbal froze midair. This isn't a kitchen. It's cleaner than a dust-free workshop. The live stream blew up instantly. What the hell? This is that gross, dirty kitchen you talked about. This stainless steel counter is so shiny it could act as a mirror to show the pimples on my face. Wei the venomous reviewer. Didn't you say there were tons of industrial flavoring? Point it out to me, where is it? As a neat freak with 10 years of OCD, looking at this kitchen actually gives me an extremely satisfying feeling. I'm definitely eating at this shop. Zhao Gang's face instantly turned ugly. He thought he'd catch them red-handed the second he walked in. This eerily clean environment was totally beyond his expectations, but he still had to follow the procedure. Zhao Gang pointed at the 10 big soup buckets and told the inspectors to do a quick chemical analysis immediately. One inspector used a long-handled spoon from the pure beef noodle bucket, carefully scooped out a spoonful of amber-colored bone broth, and dropped a few drops into a test tube. 5 minutes later, the inspector took out the report and said, "Reporting to Director Zhao, test results show that no artificial synthetic flavoring, no preservatives detected, no chemical flavor enhancers. This is a pot of pure natural bone broth. That can't be possible." Zhao Gang grabbed a test report. A 5 yuan bowl of soup. How could it be naturally brewed? The equipment must be malfunctioning. Test that meat. And those noodles too. They must be fake synthetic meat. Another inspector immediately used tweezers, picked up a pink strip from the beef noodles, and put it under a portable analytical microscope. He just took one look and jolted like he got an electric shock. "What's wrong?" "Did you detect industrial gelatin?" Zhao Gang asked excitedly. "No, this isn't noodles at all. The equipment shows starch content is 0. Gluten protein content is nil. Great, I knew it was fake. There's no flour in it at all. What kind of plastic crap is this?" Wei got so excited next to him he almost jumped up. But the inspector shook his head. The muscle fibers in this strip have an amazing 100% completeness rate. It is made of pure beef. Total silence fell over the scene. Are you kidding me right now? There's not a single grain of flour in it. These noodles are pressed entirely from beef. It only sells for 5 yuan. Is the whole world going crazy? I'm fucking number 500 in the line. There are 499 people ahead of me. I'm kowtowing to you guys right now. Please, when you eat later, make sure to leave me at least a sip of soup, okay? No way, Liu Delong clearly told me this was synthetic meat laced with hallucinogens. Zhao Gong was dripping with cold sweat, muttering to himself. Meanwhile, Wei, who had been holding his phone the whole time, stared at the pot of braised beef with potatoes that gave off a fatally tempting aroma. He swallowed hard. While everyone else was still in a daze, he somehow reached out his hand on a random impulse, picked up a piece of beef and popped it into his mouth. As Ah chewed gently, the rich, soft flavor spread from his tongue to his brain. This amazing taste was almost about to blow the top of his head off. His hand holding the phone trembled slightly.
So good, it's so freaking good.
I'm so guilty for doubting this place. Fam, this is 100% real beef. It's the tastiest beef in the whole world. If anyone dares call this shop a scam again, Ah will track him down online first and beat the crap out of him. Outside the door curtain, you quietly watched the people in the kitchen, who were completely obsessed with the food. A faint smile tugged at the corner of your mouth. You raised your wrist? 11:55, only 5 minutes left until opening. You stepped forward and asked, Deputy Director Zhao, the test results are out, right? My shop is all in the clear, yeah?
Well,
Zhao Gang squeezed the test report tightly in his hand. Just when Zhao Gang was stuck between a rock and a hard place, a deep voice rang out. Deputy Director Zhao, someone's really throwing their weight around, huh? Suddenly an old man in a tang suit, surrounded by 4 black-clad bodyguards, walked into Zuo's restaurant with big strides. The second Zhao Gang saw the old man, he immediately lowered his head and said tremblingly, Chen Lao! The man was none other than Chen Feng, the city's richest man. Chen Feng glanced coldly at Zhao Gang. Zhao Gang, I canceled 3 100 million yuan project meetings today, and stood on this street for 2 whole hours, just to get a bite of Boss Zuo's pure beef noodles. And you brought a group of people here, without even a single solid piece of evidence, trying to ruin Boss Zuo's business. Do you think I Chen Feng am old and useless? Or do you think the business environment in Tianhai City lets corrupt leeches like you do whatever you want? No, that's not it, Chen Lao. Please let me explain. It's Liu Delong from Xingyue Pavilion. He filed a real name report saying this shop uses toxic chemically treated meat. I was just performing my official duties normally. Liu Delong? Chen Feng let out a cold sneer. That profiteer who sells garbage seafood for hundreds of thousands. He can't compete with Boss Zuo's top-tier cooking skills. So he plays these dirty tricks, Director Zhao. You're being used as a pawn pretty easily, huh? Hearing this, the diners outside immediately erupted in anger. So it's Boss Liu from Xingyue Pavilion messing around behind the scenes. His own food tastes like pig slop and is way overpriced. And he's jealous of Boss Zhu. Boycott Xingyue Pavilion. The crowd was furious in an instant. Finally, Zhao Gang announced the restaurant's ingredients had no issues at all. After this incident, your restaurant became even more popular. You checked the time, it was exactly 12 o'clock. You walked outside with a loudspeaker, everyone. The 5 yuan buffet is officially open. As soon as you finished, the crowd burst into shouts. It's time to eat. Let's go, guys. Li Qiang was the first to rush to the cashier desk. He slammed his hand down. A brand new 5 yuan note slammed hard on the counter. Hey boss, keep the change from this 5 yuan. Give me that pure beef noodles. I want a whole bucket of it. I want that pure beef noodles too. I've been waiting all morning. A rich second-gen kid was squeezed so hard his face was bright red, stretching his neck forward as hard as he could. Meanwhile, at the food serving area, as you lifted the lids off 10 huge, stainless steel soup buckets, the aroma instantly swept through the whole place. What kind of divine flavor is this? I feel like my soul is about to leave my body. Chen Feng, the richest man, this business tycoon who normally uses tea leaves that cost tens of thousands per liang for daily tea, was now holding a bowl with zero regard for his reputation as he picked up the noodles with chopsticks. The second the noodles entered his mouth, his pupils widened sharply. His old body was frozen stiff on the spot. The noodles and scrambled egg toppings slid into his mouth together. When he took a bite, the beef juice burst out, mixed with the scrambled egg toppings, creating a rich, mellow, and fragrant taste. So delicious. All those so-called state banquets I've had in my life, compared to this bowl of noodles, are even worse than pig slop. He didn't even bother to sit down, just squatted on a shabby stool in the corner, making exaggerated slurping sounds while eating the noodles. Thousands of people inside the door shed moved tears, madly salivating over the food that's enough to subvert humans' entire perception of good food. Right then, you looked at the rapidly rising emotion points and said excitedly, "Buddy, start the epic lucky draw." Ding! Congratulations, host, you won the Supreme Spicy Giant Lobster. Congratulations, host, you won the Premium Crab Roe Kenken Egg. After reading the introduction of the 2 dishes, I was shocked in my heart. Each giant lobster is exactly 10 jin in standard weight. The premium crab roe kanken egg looks like just an ordinary free-range egg on the outside, but it's completely filled with crab roe inside. You can't even imagine how big a sensation these two dishes will cause once released. Right now, in the luxury private box on the top floor of Crescent Pavilion, seeing all the streamers he sent over have defected. Liu Delong's hands were shaking violently. It's over, everything's over. Just then the lobby manager burst in. Mr. Liu, something's wrong. The head supervisor downstairs just called, saying that all our reservations for tonight have been canceled. Even those regular big bosses who always hold banquets here have blocked our contact information. They're all lining up on 13th Street in the Old Town right now. Bullshit, that's total nonsense. 5 yen. How could he possibly sell it for 5 yen? Go get my car ready. I'm going there myself tonight. I want to taste that so-called premium beef of his, and that so-called inspection-free magic soup, to see what ungodly mind-control drug they added in it. I, Liu Delong, have been in the seafood business for most of my life. My tongue is more accurate than any testing device. If I taste even the tiniest flaw, even if I risk my whole life, I'll sue that bastard to death. 3 p.m. All the ingredients you prepared are completely used up. These diners who are totally obsessed with the food, under the passive calming effect of the god-level soothing barrier, even though they were extremely reluctant, they still obediently left the restaurant and started looking for any spot to sit along the street,
staying there stubbornly.
waiting for the dinner service to start. You closed the shop door, then went back to the kitchen to record a video. Hi everyone, I'm Zuo, the owner of Zuo's restaurant. Thank you all for your support at lunch today. To repay everyone's enthusiasm, and also to show those competitors who only hide behind scenes and play dirty tricks what real food is. Tonight at 6 p.m., our dinner menu will launch new items. After saying that, you pulled open the door of the dimensional fresh-keeping freezer that is connected to the system space. You casually lifted out a huge, giant lobster and placed it on the chopping board. Then you took out a free-range egg, tapped it lightly on the top, and the next second, thick, bright golden liquid, crab oil flowed onto the white porcelain plate. This egg is called Premium Crab Roe kanken Egg. This lobster is called Supreme Spicy Giant Lobster. Tonight at 6 p.m., available on time. Price remains the same. Still 5 yuan per person, all you can eat. If you don't get full, it's on me. After the video was posted, it went viral in less than an hour. The comment section was full of shocked reactions. 5:50 p.m., 13th Street in Tianhai City is completely packed. 5 yuan per person, 10 jin giant lobster, pure crab roe kanken egg. What the hell? Is this even something a human would do? I chartered a helicopter from the neighboring province to get here, but I can't even squeeze through the entrance of 13th Street right now. I'll pay 100,000 yuan. Who will sell me their spot in the front? Meanwhile, among the lining up crowd, a man wearing a large black face mask and oversized sunglasses was hiding in the crowd, sneaking around and looking everywhere. This man was none other than Liu Delong. A bunch of ignorant fools. 10 jin Boston lobster, egg filled with pure crab roe, sold for 5 yuan and all you can eat. Only someone who got kicked in the head by a donkey would believe this nonsense. It must be dead lobster frozen for over 3 years, or a fake made from dead mantis shrimp plus loads of artificial red oil and food coloring. As for that egg, it's definitely industrial garbage made from cheap salted egg yolk mixed with crab flavor enhancer. He came here today to expose this scam publicly. He's going to eat this so-called god-level seafood himself and expose this scam in the restaurant on the spot. At 6 o'clock sharp, you opened the restaurant door. Tang Jai, who was at the front of the line, rushed in first. It's time to eat. Let's go. Liu Delong was squeezed in the middle of the crowd, pushed into the lobby like a lone duckweed caught in a current. The moment he stepped into the lobby, his whole body froze up immediately. At the food serving area at the end of the lobby, in a row of 4 huge custom stainless steel insulated troughs, there were over a dozen lobsters glowing all over with a dazzling ruby sheen. Each one was as long as an adult's forearm. These ridiculously huge Boston lobsters were lying quietly in the magma-like, churning top-quality spicy chili oil on those thick and sturdy lobster claws. There were even a few drops of freshly brewed, golden-colored spice oil left on them. On another insulated counter next to it, mountains of free-range eggs were giving off a faint wisp of heat. Liu Delong's Adam's apple bobbed wildly out of control. As a foodie with 30 years of experience, his sense of smell would never lie to him. This smell definitely came from fresh ingredients. No way, there's absolutely no way. It smells good, but it must taste like rotten meat for sure. Liu Delong was like a madman, hypnotizing himself crazily in his mind. After he paid the money, he rushed to the food serving area like crazy. He struggled to fish one out from the chili oil, a Tenjin Supreme Spicy Giant Boston Lobster. Then he grabbed 2 Chenken eggs, turned around and sat down in a corner, then ripped off his sunglasses and mask from his face. He couldn't wait to pick up a small spoon and tapped hard on the crab roe Chenken egg. Crack! The moment the eggshell broke, Liu Delong's pupils shrank suddenly. A stream of top-quality crab oil like liquid gold, mixed with large chunks of intact crab paste and crab roe, burst through the restraint of the eggshell with a whoosh and flowed all over the bottom of the white porcelain plate. That aroma directly made Liu Delong's brain go completely blank. He could tell at a glance from the quality, this was definitely top-grade Chinese mitten crab, and they only used the most essential crab roe and paste extravagantly. Not a single bit of crab meat or impurities was mixed in. How is it possible to stuff this into a completely intact egg? Liu Delong's brain completely short-circuited. He directly grabbed the half of the eggshell still oozing crab roe with his hand and stuffed it hard into his mouth. He took a big slurp. It felt like he was struck by lightning, as if he was in the middle of a golden lake. Countless mermaids were dancing around him. Oh my God, this is so delicious. Then he cracked open the lobster claw. A whole piece of huge lobster meat as thick as a baby's arm was perfectly displayed in front of his eyes. Liu Delong opened his mouth wide and took a bite. Thump, thump, thump. The lobster meat was actually bouncing wildly in his mouth. That incredible muscle elasticity made every chew feel like he was fighting a giant beast from the 10,000-meter abyss.
This feeling is just like surfing on the sea.
That perfectly balanced spiciness almost blew the top of his head off. After swallowing that bite, he felt like he was reborn. Clang! The lobster claw in Liu Delong's hand hit the table hard. He stared blankly at his pair of hands covered in chili oil and golden crab oil. Then he looked at the surrounding diners who, just like him, were chewing wildly while shedding tears. His whole world collapsed. He actually came to expose this shop as a fake. Wasn't that just asking for trouble? In just 3 hours, Zhu's restaurant, Farb Yuan God-tier seafood, Tenjin Giant Boston Lobster, pure crab roe Chenken egg, these keywords took over the top of all domestic social media, hot search lists with an unstoppable force. They even crossed national borders. The foreign internet completely blew up. Oh my God. Is this Eastern magic? Stuff the essence of a 1.5 gin Chinese mitten crab into a perfect whole egg. Even Michelin 3-star chefs can't even understand the physics logic behind this. A Tenjin deep sea mutated. Boston lobster only sells for less than $1. Oh my God, I'm going to book a ticket to China right now. The next morning, Tianhai City International Airport. The tower controller looked at the dense signals on the radar screen that were like a swarm of bees requesting to land from private jets. His cold sweat instantly soaked his back. Gulfstream G6M50, Bombardier Global 7500. There was even the Middle Eastern royal family's exclusive modified Boeing 747 passenger jet. The controller swallowed hard. What day is it today? Is the UN holding a secret summit in our Tianhai City? The VIP lane outside the airport was full of usually rare Rolls-Royce Phantoms, Maybach Pullmans and bulletproof Cadillacs. Countless bodyguards in black suits and sunglasses were standing by on high alert. And these top tycoons from all over the world, Middle Eastern oil barons, heads of old European money families, didn't even bother to grab their luggage. The first thing they said right after getting off the plane was all yelled in broken Chinese. Hurry, head to 13th Street in the Old Town right now. At all costs, get me a spot at a restaurant called Zuo's Diner. At 10 a.m. on 13th Street, when the first bulletproof car with a foreign embassy license plate, a Rolls-Royce, tried to drive into this run-down old street, the driver realized in despair that this place had long turned into a human wall that not even a single mosquito could get through. From the street entrance all the way to Zuo's Diners, tightly closed rolling shutter door, there were at least 10,000 people waiting in line. In the line, Li Qiang and top influencer Tang Ji had long become the leaders of this group of food fanatics. They brought their own folding stools and sat at the very front of the line, like two patron saints. The Rolls-Royce honked its low, deep horn. A few blonde, blue-eyed bodyguards roughly shoved the car doors open. escorting a man wearing a luxury diamond watch, dressed in a traditional Arab white robe, and sporting a full beard. A Middle Eastern tycoon stepped out. This oil tycoon named Ali has a net worth of over 100 billion US dollars. He looked at the line in front of him that looked like something out of a refugee camp, and frowned deeply. In his entire life, whenever he went to any 3 Michelin-starred restaurant, they'd clear the whole place for him directly. He could even get top French chefs to take a helicopter to his desert palace just to cook a single meal for him. The word wait in line doesn't exist in his vocabulary at all. Go give that boss 1 million US dollars. Tell him I'm renting out his whole restaurant for the day. Tell him to bring all the lobster and crab roe eggs to my car. I don't want to squeeze in with these common people. The translator nodded, arrogantly pushed through the crowd with 2 bodyguards, and walked straight to the front of the line. Banged hard on Zuo's diner's rolling shutter door. Open up, boss, open the door. There's a super VIP here to see you. What's up? We don't open till 12. Huh, you're Boss Zuo, right? You're in luck today. See that guy over there? That's the Middle Eastern oil prince. His Highness Ali said he's paying 1 million US dollars to buy all your ingredients and your time for today. Close up right now. Make the food and bring it to his car. The 1 million will be wired to your account immediately. As soon as he said that, the crowd waiting in line around all gasped in shock. 1 million US dollars. That's over 7 million Chinese yuan, just for a 5 yuan buffet meal. That's absolutely insane. But weirdly enough, you just shook your head, then pointed at the sign on the door and said, "Are you blind? Or can't you read? Rule number 1, all-you-can-eat buffet for everyone. Uniform price bituan, no price gouging of any kind is allowed. Rule number 2, you must pay in person at the store with real name. Wait in line to eat. First come, first served. Rule number 3, everyone is equal here, no VIPs, no private rooms, no delivery, no special privileges. Go back and tell your boss. At my place, even if he's the Jade Emperor, even if he owns all the gold mines in the world, if he wants to eat food cooked by me, Zozo, he has to honestly pay 5 yen, then go to the end of the line and wait." After hearing this, all the customers waiting in line burst into wild cheers. Boss Zuo is a total badass. In front of Boss Zuo's cooking, even a dragon has to coil up. Even a tiger has to crouch down. Go to the back of the line, asshole. I got here at 2 a.m. to get a spot. Your $1 million is nothing. Like Boss Zuo needs your lousy money. The translator's face went pale from all the yelling and scurried back to Tycoon Ali and translated every word you said exactly to him. Ali's face instantly turned bright red with anger. He clenched his fists furiously and roared at his bodyguards. "You ungrateful low-life trash. Rush in there for me. Smash that lousy restaurant and tie that chef up and bring him back to Dubai with me." Several 2-meter-tall, jacked bodyguards immediately pulled out extendable batons from their waists and started charging inside aggressively. But the second their feet stepped into the 100-meter radius around the restaurant, the system's god-level calming barrier passive defense activated. They became extremely peaceful and clear-headed in 1 second. They turned around and looked at Ali behind them, their voices suddenly as gentle as a priest's. "Boss, fighting is wrong! Boss Zuo's rules are very fair. We should follow the rules. That's the minimum respect you give to top-tier food." Yeah, Tycoon Ali's originally furious. Twisted face calmed down in an instant. He took a deep breath, the faint trace lingering in the air of the supreme spicy giant lobster aroma made this billionaire who has tasted all the world's top delicacies gulp wildly immediately. "You guys are right." Ali walked without hesitation to the end of the 1-kilometer-long queue. Just like an ordinary middle-aged man, he found a clean curb and sat down. He wasn't the only one. Important figures from various countries who arrived right after, the moment they stepped onto the 13th step, all had their souls forcefully purified by the barrier. Meanwhile, inside the restaurant, you looked at the system panel that had already broken. Through the 100,000 mark of epic emotion points, your eyes glowed with an almost maniacal light. System, consume all epic emotion points. Immediately exchange for the highest level. God Tier Shop Ultimate Evolution Pack and China Ultimate Hidden Menu. The next second, the store was completely enveloped by a high-dimensional space light. Ding! Congratulations, host, for unlocking the God Tier Shop. The restaurant is undergoing space folding renovation. Ding! Mythical level delicacy. Nine Dragons and Phoenix Feast unlocked successfully. After the shop upgrade was completed, the moment the restaurant door was pushed open, dead silence fell over the whole crowd. The world behind the door looked as if it was sliced open by a god with a sharp sword, leaving a crack leading to another dimension. The interior space had been expanded into a grand palace that can hold tens of thousands of people at the same time. The dome is dozens of meters high, as magnificent as the ancient Roman Colosseum, but also has carved beams and painted rafters, full of the ultimate luxury of Chinese classical royalty. Hundreds of huge round tables made of premium, 10,000-year-old golden nanmu are placed in concentric circles, neatly lined up in perfect order. The floor is paved with seamless white jade, as pure as glazed glass. Every load-bearing column is coiled with a lifelike five-clawed golden dragon. Right in the middle of this extremely grand space lies a 50-meter-long annular glazed food-serving counter. Is this a miracle? The richest man, Chen Feng's legs went weak, and he kneeled directly on the ground, tears streaming down his old face. Space magic? This is real immortal art. Who am I, Chen Feng, to deserve this? To step into such an immortal place in my lifetime? Oh my God. The pure gold prayer beads in Tycoon Ali's hand fell to the ground. Everyone, your voice amplified by the space PA system, clearly reached everyone's ears. Today is the day of Zhu Family Restaurant's ultimate evolution. As a thank you gift, there's only one dish on today's menu. You slowly turned around and placed your hand on the lid of the 5-meter-tall bronze cauldron behind you. This dish is called Nine Dragons and Phoenix Feast. It combines 999 kinds of rare immortal-grade ingredients. After that, you violently lifted the huge cauldron lid. A golden beam of light shot straight into the sky. A visible golden aroma enveloped the entire urban area. Just a tiny whiff of it, and the sacred aura that seems to purify the deepest part of the soul of all fatigue and pain. Let's eat. With your order, tens of thousands of people flooded into the grand palace like a tide. 5 yuan. Boss, here's my 5 yuan. Tycoon Ali was the first to rush to the cashier. After paying, he picked up a huge bowl as white as sweet jade and rushed to the food-serving counter. When he dipped into the giant bronze cauldron and scooped a spoonful of colorful, glowing, thick soup, the moment it entered his mouth, this is... Crackle. A tingling electric current ran through his entire body. Rich flavor exploded on the tip of his tongue. At this moment, he seemed to see the birth of the universe and the destruction of the stars. Every single one of his taste buds was trembling like crazy. The extreme fresh, fragrant, spicy, and numbing flavor reached perfect absolute balance in an instant. Those top-tier ingredients that seemed to have life directly turned into a warm current, madly nourishing his internal organs. Before he knew it, his face was already covered in tears. This is so delicious. This is what real food tastes like. This is a gift from the gods. He wasn't the only one. Almost everyone was completely immersed in the food. At this time, you stood at the highest point of this grand palace, quietly watching the thousands of people below crying and shoveling food into their mouths like crazy. Then you looked at the endless queue outside the door that had already stretched to the end of the city, with countless people coming from all over the world to join the pilgrimage. You suddenly spread your hands, enjoying all the glory. Here, I make the rules.